Welcome back to my channel. My name is Oscar and I'm bringing you guys another video. On today's video we're gonna go ahead and continue working on the 69 BW Beetle, and we pretty much have to get this thing ready for paint. We need to go ahead and get the body as straight as possible, remove any dents, and go ahead and lay down our first primer to seal the bare metal from any corrosion. I bought some paint and I purchased some materials as well as some tools to get this job done. So let me go ahead and show you guys the tools and the items that I'm going to be using to paint this car in my garage. So I highly believe that if you use a high-end product, you most likely will get a better result. And on this project, I do not want to go cheap. So I spent a good amount of money on the products that I'm going to show you guys, but I feel like in the long run it would be very helpful. So spend the extra money and buy the good products, because if you go cheap, it will come back to you in the very end. Here are the products that Luis at the paint supply store recommended me. So we got our 3 AM Platinum filler and our hardener. And let me tell you, I'm probably not going to use much of that stuff. I only bought the gallon because it was almost cheaper, I guess you can say. So I'll make sure to store that in a good place, and we could use it on the next project as well. Here we have our epoxy primer, and it's a gray color. I know people usually try to go with black because it would be easier when you throw on fillers on your metal. They didn't have any black. The closest thing they had was gray, so I think that will work for us. And this is a 2-to-1 ratio, and here is our hardener. So here's the products that we need, and we're probably not going to use any of these products anytime soon. Hopefully on the next video we'll be ready to paint, but let's go ahead and move on to the body and show you guys what we need to do. Okay, so in order to get this car painted, we technically have to do a lot of work. And in order to start, we have to make sure that this metal, the bare metal, does not have any corrosion. And one way to go about that is to get it to bare metal and then get it to 80 grit. And once we get it to 80 grit, then we can hit it with 120. Once we hit it with 120, then we can go ahead and put any fillers that we need to do. The fillers will help cover any small dents or any small waves on the body. I have gone through this half of the body over here, and most of the body seems straight, but of course it's not. There's going to be imperfections that your eye might not be able to see, but when you go with your hands, you'll feel the either low or high spots. So let me go ahead and show you guys where is the spots that we need to take care of before throwing on the actual primer on the bare metal. As you can see, this door is pretty much nice and flat. No major dents or anything. And that's because I spent probably about 5 hours on this door alone, hitting every dent possible from the back with my hammer and dolly, and it works. It only works though if you can hit it from the back. If you cannot get the hammer from the back, then you have a problem. Like right here. I don't have access to this section right here from the other side, so I cannot just use my hammer and dolly to get this dent out. So I have two options. I can either go and buy a spot welder, or I can just go ahead and fill this up with some filler. I'm still deciding what to do, because this is not the only spot that needs to be spot welded. If I take you guys over here to the back, this whole apron, it's really bad. As you can see, I have X's right here and another X right here, because those things are not the shape that they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be kind of around, but right now it's flat as possible. So this would be a good place to use the spot welder, because I cannot get it from the back. So I will have to put a few spot welds right here and pull it out. This rear apron, it's really bad. I need a lot of time to fix all this dent and try to get this as straight as possible. Another thing that we run into is little issues like this. That right there is a crack. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to weld this together so I can have some sort of better structure right here. And hopefully we can remove this dent right here, because that's messing up the whole line of this apron. So here's the other side, the passenger side of the rear apron, and as you can see, it's really bad. It's really bad. You cannot put filler on that. If you put filler on that, that will crack. Here too. I need to spend some time on this rear apron. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and move on to the good news. Good news is I purchased my first air compressor. So let's go ahead and use this baby today. Very excited. I've always wanted to have an air compressor, but they're always so expensive and I never had the money for them. And I finally saved up for one, and hopefully this one will be good for many years to come. So let me go ahead and hook it up, let it fill up, and we'll go ahead and use the tools to start working on the 69 BW Beetle and get it ready for paint. Now that I have an air compressor, I have to have air tools as well. So here's my first air tool. And what I'm doing here, I'm putting some Teflon tape on the ceiling, make sure that it's not going to leak. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. And I'm still learning, so stick with me. I know if you have air tools, you put a little bit this stuff in it, oil. Maybe I should open.
Let's go! Yeah!
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we are ready to use the new air compressor. So let's go ahead and get to work. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and remove this door handle right now because it's kind of blocking the way I want to go down the whole panel with the DA and hit it with the 120. So let me go ahead and remove this real quick, and then we'll go ahead and continue with the DA. I guess that's the only bad thing about an air compressor. They're kind of loud. Crazy to believe that the door handle is the only thing holding it together is this screw. so I'm gonna go ahead and take a break and give you guys an update. So for the last 2 hours, I've hit the whole driver's side with the 120 on the DA, and a lot has changed. There's some very low spots and high spots on the metal that I wasn't able to see before. So of course we're gonna have to spend more time on the driver's side to get this panels ready for paint. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean by the low and high spots. Okay, so once I hit this panel with the 120, as you can see, there's some low and high spots that I need to correct. But over here, this is what we pretty much are looking for. This is pretty much ready for some paint. But of course, we're not gonna lay the paint today. We have to get this whole site ready for paint. And my idea is, and paint this side first, and once that's painted, then we'll go ahead and move on to the left side, which is the passenger, and we'll pretty much do the same thing. We'll hit it with the 120 and check if there's any low and high spots on that side of the body, and if there is, then we're gonna have to correct. And once this side's painted, then the last thing that we have to do, it's pretty much paint the whole roof and the interior right here. And I have a big surprise for the roof, so make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll give you guys a little hint. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this whole roof off. So there's that, and we're gonna go ahead and continue hitting the whole side with the DA with the 120. So you guys pretty much get the point. I need to spend a lot of hours sanding the driver's side before we lay down any paint on it. You guys saw me work on it for the last 3-4 hours, and let me tell you, I am so tired of sanding, but it makes a huge difference. Once I hit this bare metal with the 120 grit, I was able to see so much more stuff that just wasn't good, you know, the lows and high spots. And I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on it. Of course, I'm not going to videotape myself anymore just because it's very repetitive. On our next video, we're gonna go ahead and throw down some fillers and fix any imperfections that we saw while we were sanding to 120, and that will pretty much get this side ready for some paint. But the video is not over yet. As you guys know, Christmas is right around the corner, and as many of you guys know, over here in California, we go to the mountains and we chop up a fresh tree to bring home. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're gonna go ahead and drive to Santa Cruz Mountain and get ourselves a nice little treat for our house. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys along with us because I think it's such a great experience going out to the mountain. Hopefully it's not gonna rain and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So I'll catch you guys there. We're finally in the car and I'm actually waiting for Amanda to come out of the store. She's picking up a few things, and after that we'll go ahead and be ready to drive up to Santa Cruz Mountains so we can go ahead and chop up our fresh Christmas tree and bring it home. And hopefully by tonight we can go ahead and decorate it and be ready for Christmas, because Christmas is right around the corner and I need to buy some presents. So let's go ahead and wait for Amanda, and then we'll be ready to drive up to Santa Cruz Mountains. So stick with me and I'll go ahead and show you guys the drive up there. We just drove by 2 different Christmas tree farms, and we usually go to the same one. Well, actually 2 years ago was the first time we went to go get a tree, and it was from this place called Frosty. And I asked Amanda if she wanted to go to a different place, and she said no, let's go to the same one. So we're gonna drive up the hill, and these hills are very kind of sketchy. You have to kind of know how to drive up here. Here's another tree farm. This is from 4 to 15 tall trees. I have no idea what that means.
Feet tall, that's how.
Oh, 4 to 15 feet tall. We made it, but of course it just started pouring rain too. So we're just gonna go ahead and chill in the car for a little bit and see if the rain stops. We might have to drive around and see if we find a good one and just jump out. But here's our buddy, keeping the spirit alive. Hello, Frosty. I'm gonna roll up the window now. It's raining, but we have to do this. We got our tools. I'm not bringing my camera out here because the rain, but hopefully this pretty much gets you guys the idea. We need to find a good tree before it starts raining like crazy. What was that?
There's some nice good sized ones.
All right. Amanda's good at picking trees. I'm not. So that's her job. I'm here just to cut it and bring it back to the car. Where'd she go? Oh. All right, we found it. So now let's go ahead and cut this baby up. I think it looks good. Looks good? All right.
Drop that bitch.
Right here?
Probably wise if I don't stand right in the way.
All right,
Quite
got
the
it.
beauty.
You having fun?
Mm-hmm.
We're halfway there. Sorry, tree. I'm sorry.
Jumbo!
Woo! Let's go.
Get this back to the car.
Let's bring this baby to the car. Wait up for this car. That wasn't so bad. Gotta make sure that this baby doesn't fly off. We're gonna be on the freeway, so we gotta make sure we're strapping it all the way down. Let me go get a second ratchet strap. Look at this point. Look at this. How beautiful this top piece is. Imagine putting a little star right here, top it off. So we want to be safety here. We're gonna put two of them, not just one, but 2. We got the Christmas tree up there. It's nice and secure. We're gonna go ahead and go now. All right, we finally got our Christmas tree. let's say bye to Frosty. And in my opinion, I think we picked a really good tree. Amanda thinks so too. And now we gotta go down this hill and pray to God that we can make it out, because I do not have four-wheel drive. And the last thing that we have to do is pretty much pay for this tree. I think the price is $90 if I'm not wrong. And I want to show you guys this little part right here, because I feel like a little rally driver. I got to go a little faster than usual because there's an uphill and I don't want to get stuck. Ready? Woo! Let's go, BMW! Hell yeah. Alright, so we just paid for our tree. And just like that, this adventure is over. I hope you guys had fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on the 69 BW Beetle. I'm not going to film it because it's very repetitive work. And I think that I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys the best part once the car is ready for paint. So on the next video, I'll go ahead and show you guys applications of fillers to the body, and hopefully we can throw on some paint on the car. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And Merry Christmas if I don't drop a video before Christmas.